Yeah, so the next
Oh,
scene, the portal
is
stone
your
scene.
favorite?
Yeah, this was one of like my favorite scenes from the book. Um, Rand and Varen, basically they go up to like the portal stone and they're like talking, and I think this was your quote from one of these
Yep,
scenes, right?
yep.
Yeah.
This is the quote from the first podcast where Varen is saying that he's basically Rand has got to gamble on which
Yep.
portal world to use, and he's like, I have no idea. Why are you asking me to make this choice?
Yeah.
Varen's like, we could go to a plane where only where you cannot breathe, or we'd be
Yeah, there's no
dead
oxygen.
instantly. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's no oxygen, and we would die. He was like, why are you asking me to do this?
Yep. Um, but yeah, so basically Varen's like trying to convince him to, like, he has to make a decision. This is the only way basically that they can get there in a reasonable time frame. So it's either this or they're going to walk. Um, and so Rand decides he has to do it, and he's just going to do his best. And we get these scenes as Rand is interacting with the portal stone, and they're like the phrasing that Robert Jordan uses is flicker, 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 and they're basically like these visions that Rand gets of like all of these potential alternate realities, alternate timelines, or things that maybe happened in other like turnings of the wheel that he may or may not remember, like seeing lives that could have happened. Yeah, just super.
It's really cool. Like in one, like he always has the power, and in some
Yep.
lives he is caught and he is
Yes.
gentled. In others, he hides it successfully.
Yep.
Always he's going mad. One
Yep.
time he marries Egwene, and she's
Yep.
like able to sort of help him, but
Yep.
and then like the world is falling around his around. Emmons Field is just
Yep.
like, oh, we're just gonna shear our sheep, and
Yep.
everyone else in the world is like falling and dying, and he becomes a soldier in one life, and every time in every life that he lives he dies, and
Mm-hmm.
in his ear is the Dark One saying, I win again, lose Theron.
Yep.
And he hears
I
that
just
over and over and over again.
I just want to read this portion of it because this was like, I think this is one of the last ones. Oh, this
Mm-hmm.
was so good. So it says, he was a soldier, he was a shepherd, he was a beggar and a king. He was a farmer, gleeman, sailor, carpenter. He was born, lived, and died Aiel. He died mad, he died rotting, he died of sickness, accident, age. He was executed, and multitudes cheered his death. He proclaimed himself the dragon reborn and flung his banner across the sky. He ran from the power and hid. He lived and died never knowing. He held off the madness and the sickness for years. He succumbed between two winters. Sometimes Moraine came and took him away from the two rivers, alone or with those of his friends who had survived winter night. Sometimes she did not. Sometimes other Sedai came for him. Sometimes Reda Jah. Egwene married him. Egwene, stern-faced in stole of Amyrlin's seat. Aes Sedai, who gentled him. Egwene, with tears in her eyes, plunged a dagger into his heart, and he thanked her as he died. He loved other women, married other women, Elaine, and men, and a fair-haired farmer's daughter met on the road to Camelin, and women he had never seen before. He lived those lives, 100 lives, more, so many he could not count them, and at the end of every life, as he lay dying, as he drew his final breath, a voice whispered in his ear, I have won again, Luz Theron. Flicker. Oh,
And
what a
Flicker.
masterclass of writing. That was just so good. So
Yep.
good.
I got chills when you read it. It was good.
Yeah. Um so like, yeah, that just gives you a picture of like the totality of like all the things that he was experiencing in those moments, like all the different potential futures or potential pasts that he could have had. I like the callback, and he married a fair-haired farmer's daughter, met on the road to Camelin, like the
Yep.
girl that he met with Matt whenever they were traveling. Like he married
Yep.
that girl in one of the alternate pasts or timelines. Yeah,
Just
just
stayed there right on the farm. Just hung
yeah.
out. Just said, I'm not going any further.
Yeah, that's right. So, just like all the potential like futures or things that could have happened based on if different decisions were made. Like, I love the idea that Moraine didn't come for some of them, right? So
Yep.
he just got to stay in Emmons Field. He could marry Egwene and they had kids, or whatever it is. Or like this when it says Egwene with tears in her eyes plunged a dagger into his heart, and he thanked her as he died. It's like he is asking his own wife to kill him because he's going insane and he's going to kill other people around him and he knows it. Just like there's so many like little things about this paragraph that is super impactful, and yeah, it's just such great writing by Robert Jordan. And yeah, can't go on and on about this scene. And there was other parts of that scene as well that I didn't read there. So such good stuff.
Yeah, that was really good. And yeah, and I just love that, like, when I think about the multiverse, like, or the different turnings of the wheels and everything, I feel like it gives me ownership over my life more. Like, this is my timeline. This is my life. Because there are different quarantine quartermasters that maybe never became the quarantine quartermaster. I don't know what that means for me, but that's where I'm going. Like, I feel like there's this incredible amount of ownership. Like, hey, this is mine. Like, I might not be feeling that every day, but there are so many different realities that, this is the one that you're in charge of. This is the one that you get to govern and decide and make decisions for. So I find that really cool.